I think it's funny that Alex called me the treasurer, which technically is what I am, but that's yet another job that the fabulous Sarah Burnett pretty much does, and I just needed a title, so that's what they call me. Anyway, I'm here to introduce our second speaker. David Francis has produced 3 albums of songs and 1 of poems. In 2010, Oil Can Press published Always/Far, a chapbook of song lyrics and drawings. David's poems and stories have appeared in a number of US and UK magazines. You can find him online at davidfrancismusic.com. Welcome, David Francis. Uh-oh, did I do that?
Yeah. Thank you.
We still got this pick here. That's very good. Doing music, you know. I don't need it today. Okay, this is from Towels Without Wasps. The Bay House was cluttered with blankets and magazines, but with that peculiar seaside feeling that everything could be washed out as quickly as waving. The lonely salt air was sweeping through the room this minute. Where the abstract fish skeletons hung above the couch was the main room, from which the other 3, bedroom, bath, and kitchen, were stunted escapes. The couch was gray and grimy, burr-like and barnacle-like. The material on the couch felt both humid and cold. There was a filthy rug that looked like it had died of loneliness, and like an unkempt old person without any friends, it seemed to be shriveling. The space by the sliding doors and flanking the mattress that served as a guest bed was cold as bone. There was a spot where the door didn't fit the wall, and outside air poured in like a leaking tire. Across the black bay could be seen nothing but refinery lights. These did not light up the sky. The country sky was filled with never-before-seen stars. They looked a while, and then Trent announced they were going to bed. The couple got up their blankets on the mattress, and Rhonda nudged in beside them. The bachelor crawled onto the wet cot in the bedroom. At least it seemed wet. Some time went by. He listened for the settling in of the sleepers, anxious about any noise his movements made. He couldn't really avoid it, he told himself, shifting to stay snug. Each position lasted a few seconds. Success was one that lasted a few minutes. His shoes were on when he rose, and he stepped toward the stove and lit it. He stood there a long time. All that time he was listening, trying not to look at them. It was certainly beautiful outside, but with the darkness that only insomniacs know. His love of beauty was dulled by the fact that the elements were against him. He sidestepped them again. He rubbed the cot to warm it, and then on second thought took his pillow and held it a few inches above the stove flame and tramped back to bed. Uncomfortable, if sleepy enough, one can sleep, but he was aware of being wide awake. First, he thought, maybe the first hour, then the images. A white, fat form was rolling over in his mind, smothering him but also keeping him warm. He couldn't quite zero in on its effect because it was merely an image. He knew the slow revolutions of the image, slow like the rotation of the earth, would keep him awake like caffeine. He knew who it was, and that if something wasn't done about it, it would only get worse. He also knew it would pass, but the night was cold and miserable. He had the sensation of being lifted by the feet from the bed and carried by the figure, at times a figure, human, more clear than an abstract image, and it was almost like death. He couldn't really stop to look at it because he was moving, dancing, seeing only sparkling prisms, no details, not analytical. He concentrated hard. Then, as when you realize you're not thinking and begin thinking, lose it forever, he was no longer still and squirmed again. A rooster crowed in what seemed the middle of the night. I'll be going to sleep just as the natural world wakes up, he whispered. He caught himself singing again. He waited for a reaction. None came. The rooster crowed. It crowed and it was cold, but light was coming. Thank you.